the Costa Concordia, a luxurious behemoth of the sea, a floating city of pleasure and extravagance. With its opulent interiors, world-class dining, and endless entertainment options, it promised an unforgettable experience for all who boarded. On January 13, 2012, it embarked on a journey destined for tragedy. The ship set sail from the port of Civitavecchia, Italy, with excitement and anticipation in the air. What began as a dream vacation for thousands of passengers quickly descended into a nightmare. Families, friends, and couples were ready to enjoy the trip of a lifetime, unaware of the impending disaster. The ship, carrying over 4,200 souls, was sailing off the coast of Italy. The calm waters and clear skies gave no hint of the chaos that was about to unfold. Its captain, Francesco Schettino, a man with a reputation for recklessness, made a fateful decision. Known for his daring maneuvers, Schettino decided to perform a sail-by salute, a risky maneuver that would bring the ship dangerously close to the shore. He ordered a risky maneuver, a sail-by salute, close to the island of Giglio. This decision was meant to impress the passengers and those on the island, but it would have catastrophic consequences. This reckless act would seal the fate of the Concordia and its passengers. The ship struck an underwater rock, tearing a massive hole in its hull. The night was dark, the sea deceptively calm. The initial impact caused a jolt that was felt throughout the ship, but many passengers remained unaware of the severity of the situation. As the massive ship veered off course, a sense of unease rippled through the unsuspecting passengers. Some began to notice the ship listing, while others heard the unsettling sounds of metal groaning and water rushing in. They were about to face a night of terror they would never forget. Panic set in as the reality of the situation became clear. The once joyous atmosphere turned to chaos as passengers scrambled for lifeboats, desperate to escape the sinking vessel. Captain Schettino's decision to perform the sail-by was a deadly cocktail of arrogance and negligence. This ill-fated maneuver, which he undertook with a sense of misplaced confidence, was a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. The captain, who should have been the epitome of responsibility and caution, instead chose to gamble with the lives of everyone on board. This maneuver was not authorized by the cruise line. In fact, it blatantly violated the established protocols and safety guidelines that were put in place to prevent such reckless behavior. The cruise line had strict rules about navigation routes, and this unauthorized deviation was a clear breach of those rules. It served no purpose other than to stroke the ego of the captain. Schettino's desire to showcase his daring and skill overshadowed his duty to ensure the safety of his vessel and its passengers. This was not a calculated risk, it was a reckless display of bravado. Rumors swirled that Schettino wanted to impress a female companion on board. This added a layer of personal vanity to his already questionable decision-making. The captain's focus was diverted from his professional responsibilities to personal indulgences, further compromising the safety of the ship. His actions suggested a blatant disregard for the safety of his passengers and crew. The atmosphere on the ship shifted from one of leisure and enjoyment to one of anxiety and fear. Passengers who had entrusted their lives to the captain were now at the mercy of his whims. The ship, sailing too close to the shore and at an excessive speed, was headed straight for disaster. The proximity to the rocky coastline left no room for error, and the high speed only exacerbated the risk. It was a perilous situation that could have been easily avoided with prudent navigation. The crew on the bridge watched in horror as the captain's recklessness unfolded. Their warnings went unheeded. Despite their best efforts to alert Schettino to the impending danger, their voices were drowned out by his overconfidence. The crew's expertise and experience were rendered useless in the face of the captain's stubbornness. Schettino, blinded by his own bravado, refused to change course. The die was cast. His refusal to listen to reason sealed the fate of the Concordia. The captain's hubris had set the stage for a catastrophe that was now inevitable. The Concordia was on a collision course with destiny. The tragic outcome was a direct result of a series of poor decisions and ignored warnings. The ship, once a symbol of luxury and safety, was now a vessel of impending doom, hurtling towards a disastrous end. A deafening roar shattered the night. The Costa Concordia, its hull ripped open by a jagged reef, lurched violently. The impact reverberated throughout the ship, throwing passengers and furniture alike across rooms. Glasses shattered, plates flew, and screams pierced the air. Panic seized the passengers as the gravity of the situation became clear. The once majestic ship was listing precariously, its lights flickering ominously. The initial confusion quickly gave way to fear as the realization dawned. The Concordia was sinking. On the bridge, chaos reigned. Alarms blared, and the crew scrambled to assess the damage. Water poured into the ship's lower decks, plunging the vessel further into peril. The once festive atmosphere had transformed into a scene of pandemonium. Captain Schettino, his face pale with fear, seemed paralyzed by indecision. Instead of taking charge and initiating an immediate evacuation, he hesitated. Precious minutes ticked by as the situation spiraled further out of control. Conflicting orders and misinformation added to the chaos. The crew, lacking clear direction from their captain, struggled to cope with the escalating crisis. The passengers, meanwhile, were left in the dark, their fear and anxiety mounting with each passing moment. The delay in sounding the alarm proved fatal. Many passengers, unaware of the imminent danger, were still enjoying their evening when disaster struck. This crucial delay would cost lives. Section 5. Abandoned at Sea, the Captain's Cowardice. As the situation worsened, Captain Schettino made a decision that would forever tarnish his name. He abandoned ship. Leaving behind his passengers and crew, he scrambled into a lifeboat, his actions a shocking display of cowardice. His desertion sent a wave of terror through the remaining passengers and crew. The captain, their supposed leader and protector, had left them to fend for themselves. The sense of betrayal was palpable. The evacuation, already chaotic, descended into complete disarray. With no one clearly in charge, passengers fought for life jackets and space on the dwindling number of lifeboats. The once luxurious liner had become a scene of desperation and despair. Section 6. Every soul for itself. The frantic fight for lifeboats. The evacuation of the Costa Concordia was a scene of utter chaos. Panic-stricken passengers, some still in their evening wear, scrambled for safety. The lifeboats, designed to accommodate everyone on board, were quickly overwhelmed. Families were separated, mothers clung desperately to their children, and the elderly and infirm struggled to navigate the tilting decks. The screams of the terrified echoed through the night air. In the darkness and confusion, acts of both heroism and selfishness unfolded. Passengers helped strangers, risking their own lives to save others. But there were also those who pushed and shoved, their own survival paramount. Section 7. Rescue in the dark, a glimmer of hope amidst tragedy. As the night wore on, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. Rescue boats, alerted to the disaster, arrived on the scene. Coast Guard vessels, fishing boats, and even pleasure craft joined the desperate effort to save lives. Helicopters whirred overhead, their searchlights piercing the darkness as they plucked stranded passengers from the listing wreck. On the shore, islanders rushed to provide food, blankets, and comfort to the traumatized survivors. The rescue operation, hampered by the darkness and the treacherous conditions, continued throughout the night. One by one, survivors were pulled from the wreckage, their faces etched with a mixture of relief and horror. Section 8. Justice and Accountability, holding the guilty accountable. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the world reeled in shock and anger. The images of the capsized Costa Concordia, a stark monument to human error, became a symbol of negligence and arrogance. Captain Schettino, the man who had abandoned his ship and his passengers, became a pariah. He faced charges of manslaughter, causing a shipwreck and abandoning ship. His trial, closely watched around the world, exposed a litany of errors and poor judgment. The disaster also raised serious questions about the cruise industry's safety practices. The Costa Concordia tragedy served as a wake-up call, prompting calls for stricter regulations and improved safety measures. Section 9. Lessons learned. The enduring legacy of the Costa Concordia. The Costa Concordia disaster, a tragedy that claimed 32 lives, left an indelible mark on the maritime world. This catastrophic event, which unfolded on the night of January 13, 2012, off the coast of Italy, has since become a pivotal moment in maritime history. It stands as a stark reminder of the importance of safety at sea and the devastating consequences of human error. The ship, carrying over 4,200 passengers and crew, struck a rock formation, leading to a chaotic and tragic evacuation. The disaster highlighted significant lapses in safety protocols and emergency preparedness. It underscored the need for rigorous safety drills and the importance of having well-trained crew members who can act swiftly and efficiently in times of crisis. The aftermath of the Costa Concordia disaster saw a global re-evaluation of maritime safety standards. Regulatory bodies around the world took note, leading to stricter safety regulations and more comprehensive training programs for crew members. The legacy of that fateful night continues to resonate, It has led to changes in safety regulations, improved crew training, and a greater awareness of the potential risks involved in cruising. The disaster prompted the International Maritime Organization to implement new safety measures, including mandatory lifeboat drills before departure and improved evacuation procedures. These changes have undoubtedly made cruising safer, but the memory of the Costa Concordia serves as a constant reminder that vigilance and preparedness are paramount. The disaster also spurred advancements in ship design, with newer vessels being built with enhanced safety features and better stability. The Costa Concordia disaster has also fostered a culture of safety among passengers. Today, travelers are more aware of the importance of participating in safety drills and familiarizing themselves with emergency procedures. This heightened awareness contributes to a safer cruising experience for everyone on board, but the most important lesson of all is the enduring power of the human spirit. In the face of unimaginable fear and chaos, acts of courage and compassion shone through. Stories of passengers helping each other, crew members risking their lives to save others, and the tireless efforts of rescuers have become an integral part of the Costa Concordia's legacy. In the face of unimaginable fear and chaos, acts of courage and compassion shone through. The bravery displayed by many during the evacuation is a testament to the resilience and strength of the human spirit. Acts of courage and compassion shone through. The bravery displayed by many during the evacuation is a testament to the resilience and strength of the human spirit. The disaster may have exposed the dark side of human nature, but it also revealed the extraordinary resilience of the human spirit. The Costa Concordia disaster may have exposed the dark side of human nature, but it also revealed the extraordinary resilience of the human spirit. The stories of survival and heroism continue to inspire and remind us of the importance of solidarity and compassion in the face of adversity. The enduring legacy of the Costa Concordia is not just about the changes in safety regulations or the improvements in ship design, it is also about the human stories that emerged from the tragedy. The survivors, the rescuers, and the families of the victims all carry with them the memory of that night and the lessons learned. Their experiences serve as a powerful reminder of the need for constant vigilance, preparedness, and above all, compassion in the face of disaster.